First up is Blindspotting. You need to watch this movie. This movie is incredible. It's so freaking important and so amazing. I almost made its own video just for this to talk about it for like 15 minutes, but I'm gonna condense everything I said because I got kind of political on that one, and I'm not gonna get that political while talking about it now. It's really good. Just watch it. Okay, so it is a 2018 movie written and starring Daveed Diggs, who you should know from Hamilton. It's my third one of him. And I think it's how you say his name, Raphael Kazel. And yeah, no, it's amazing. Basically, the premise is Daveed is a felon who has 3 days left on his probation, and he's just trying to live his life and now not go back to prison. And it's so good. It's legit really funny, especially at the start. It's also kind of a musical-ish at times. They kind of do like this freestyle rap stuff just to like, when it's just like the two of them and they're just like dicking around doing something, they kind of just like start just like making rhymes and stuff. But like it builds over time into something that's so emotional and so powerful, and just like it works so well. Obviously, Daveed is incredibly talented at singing, if you are not aware. But yeah, no, this movie, it's about, what this movie is about, it's about being a black man in America. It's about being a felon in America. It's about identity. It's about gentrification. It's about police brutality. And it's about love within friendship, specifically their friendship. And it's so, so powerful to the point where like, I physically reacted so many times to this movie. Like there's one scene where I couldn't help myself. I'm just curling up into a tight little ball the entire time because it's just so tense. And then for like the last 15 minutes of the movie, I just couldn't stand it. So I literally had to stand just to like process myself. And then at like the big climax of the movie, it was just so much. I had to hide behind my couch just to like be able to watch it. And it's so good and so powerful. And it needs to be talked about. It needs to be shared. It really, I almost feel like it should be taught, like showed in schools, of just like, to help people with empathy and to show people other people's perspectives. Because this is, it's a life that I'm never going to live, and that's a life that I'm never going to experience because I have so much white privilege, and it's just something that I'm never going to see. And just like, this movie could really help those racist white boys in the middle of nowhere just understand that there's other perspectives than their own. And it's so good. Just watch it, talk about it, please. It's so, so damn good. The next up is High Tension. I specifically watched this movie on election night because I thought it'd be funny to, watch a movie that's full of tension on a very tension-filled night. But yeah, so this one was actually recommended to me by my brother Justin. It is his favorite suspense horror film, and it's French. It is from 2003, and both the main lead women in this movie I've seen in other movies. The main one was in Term Life, had a very small cameo, and then the other one was in Leon. I can't pronounce her name, so I'm not even going to try. She had a cameo in it. I think she was married to the director of Leon at the time. And then the director of this, he also directed Crawl, which Justin and I really liked. Except that movie really, really made me need to pee. I peed like 3 times while watching that in theaters, which I never do. It's super rare for me to pee once, and this made me pee 3 times. Crawl did, not this one. This one was great though. The director also directed the remake of The Hills Have Eyes, which I remember liking back in the day. But yeah, the premise of this one is basically a killer comes to kill this family that lives in the countryside. The main character there, she is like a friend of the oldest daughter, and she's like visiting the family when this killer comes. And so a lot of it felt very much just like a standard killer killing family type of movie. Like nothing was exceptional. The kills were really good though. They were very, very brutal and kind of creative and just very intense. And there definitely was a strong, I don't know if I'd call it high amount of tension, but definitely a lot of tension in this movie. And that was really solid. So for a lot of this movie, I had it in like the quite liked category, but then I ended up putting it in the really liked category simply because of like near the end of the movie, you kind of finally find out more of people's motivations for stuff. and it worked so well, and I just loved it, and didn't like it. It worked. It just really, really worked. And at that moment I like understood why Justin really loves this movie. So yeah, this is definitely a really liked for me. If you want like a good high tension movie, definitely do go with high tension. And if you're not a big fan of like foreign language films, don't worry, because like yes, it is in French, but like there really isn't a lot of talking in this movie. There is like at the very beginning, but kind of once the killing gets started, which is pretty early on, there are not a lot of words said after that. But yeah, definitely good one. Definitely recommend it. It may be a little anti-LGBTQ. Kind of depends on your reading of it. I don't really want to think about it too much because like it was really good, but it is French though, and I feel like French are more open about that kind of stuff. But again though, I think it's still worth it. It's good. It's good. Yeah. And lastly is The Orphanage. This is a 2007 or 8 movie produced by Guillermo del Toro. This one was recommended to me by Nicole. She said this is one of her absolute favorite movies. It's a horror movie that's basically this family moves into the mom's childhood home, which used to be an orphanage, which she was in, and then spooky stuff happens, and maybe something happens with the son. Who knows exactly what happens there? And yeah, Nicole's gonna be upset with me because I liked it for a lot of the movie. I just liked it. I thought it was fine. It felt very standard. This is just, a spooky ghost is in the house. What's going on? Is it real? Is it something else? What is it? But then what made me bumped this movie up to the quite like category was the ending. It was sad, but it made a lot of sense. What I like too though is that I realized, because there's clues leading up to the ending, kind of, it's a ghost story, it's kind of a mystery, and like I noticed all of the clues, and I was like, I remember thinking, oh yeah, that was kind of strange, but then like I didn't actually piece all the clues together, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, no, it's great. The ending just kind of makes the whole story even more sad. And the whole story is just kind of about like a mother and son relationship, basically. So yeah, I quite liked it. It was good. I think if you really like ghost movies, I think you would enjoy it, but this is, you don't really have to go out of your way to watch this one. I know we just passed Halloween and now I'm watching all the spooky movies, but yeah, it was fine. It was good. I quite enjoyed it. So yeah.